done a wonderful job. Everything is flat and square, and the boards are all 3/4 inch plywood and they're all nailed down. There's no cracks.
Rich might be embarrassed by the fact that I swing a hammer like a little girl. He just came back and gave me another pep talk about how I could probably get my 2 1/4 inch nails in and 3 whacks.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to nail it all down.
Yeah, you get to watch me hammer nails for a bit. We're putting on, I don't actually even know the technical term. They're not the rafters. Well, the rafters come next. But whatever those things are that hold your rafters. Glad Rich isn't here. Oh shit, he's here now. Come here, Rich. I am, sort of. What do you call these things that we're putting up that will hold the rafters? Roof beams. So we're putting up the roof beams. And what that entails is notching the tops of the poles so that the roof beams will sit in a little seat like this. And just finishing up with the west side, and Rich has left me to do it by myself, which, whatever, I guess I had to do it at some point, but I've been now playing that game where one side is just a whisker too short, so I get back up there with the chainsaw and take a little bit too much off, which means I'm trying to even out the other sides. It's kind of like, you know, when you're playing with your sideburns, and I take a little bit off here and then try and match it, and you end up looking like MC Hammer. I have about 31 days worth of work to do on the cabin, but that's Rich time. So I don't know what that's going to translate into a normal person's time. But I need to be out of here, where I'm in right now, out of the Queen Pin, and presumably into my new place by June 15th. The season for rentals here in Haida Gwaii is roughly mid-June through to the beginning of September. And that's when everyone makes their money for the year.
Building is simple. Once you know the basics of it, it's pretty straightforward. It's just hard work, and Masa's finding that out.
One thing I noticed a couple days ago was when Rich came to help me, having 2 people is twice as fast, more than twice as fast, and easily less than half as hard. And yesterday, putting in the roof rafters, trying to get those things square, I really felt it. Running up one ladder, making an adjustment, running up another ladder. I'm sure if I'd used my fancy altimeter watch, it probably did something like 2 or 3 CN towers yesterday, or at least that's what it felt like. Standing up on the ladders, it looks like there's going to be a really nice view from up high in the cabin, so I'm going to look at putting in some windows up towards the peak of the roof. I'd mentioned milling as a way of reducing material costs, and a couple down the road were recently milling a couple of cedar logs that were on their land. They're building on a piece that got clear-cut about 35 years ago, and the timber company cut everything but only took the spruce. The good news part of that is that there's now some old-growth cedar lying on their land. About waist height, so maybe a few feet in diameter, and they wanted to see if they could get some clear boards out of it. So a Sawyer friend of theirs with an Alaskan mill came down, and they cut into it and found one of the logs to be clear, so they're getting good 2 foot wide clear cedar boards out of it. That's pretty straight. It was something I would have wanted to do, which is mill the wood for the cabin, but time-wise, that was just never going to happen. One aspect of the cabin in the woods that I was looking forward to was the experience of living a quote-unquote simpler life. I guess I pictured kicking back and staring into the fire and thinking some deep Thoreau-like thoughts. What was originally just a writing project has expanded in theory to include Twitter, Facebook, blogging, and of course these video diaries. it also means that I've really never been busier. I guess it's really equivalent of moving to a new city alone and starting a full-time job I've never done before, than trying to film, photograph, and write about it in real time. So really, I'm bagged. I'm really tired. But if I want to get this cabin done by June 15th, I really do need to drop the hammer, or I will be living in a tent with all this fancy electronic gear. So we're looking at cutting back the video diaries from 3 times a week to 2. So the new schedule will be posting on Monday and Thursday. Probably spend the next little while building a deck so that I'll have a platform from which to lift the tin and get it up onto the roof.
Haida Gwaii is a great spot. It's still wild and pretty much untapped. And I think Masa's going to like it, and I have a feeling he's going to stay. I think he's going to really like it. He seems to be well adapted and well adjusted, and I think he's going to have a great future here.